Let's talk about rates. Rate word problems are the most common type of word problem. So the first thing you want to do when you're solving a word problem is look and see if it has a rate. A rate relates two quantities with a rate word. For example, miles per hour relates the number of miles to the number of hours, and the word per is the rate word. Per in math means divided by, so this is the number of miles divided by the number of hours. And remember that you can write a division as a fraction, so this could be written as miles per hour. Dollars per pound is a rate. It relates the number of dollars to the number of pounds. Per is the rate word. So this is the number of dollars divided by the number of pounds. Cookies per box relates the number of cookies to the number of boxes. Per is the rate word. So that's cookies divided by the number of boxes. When you write a rate, you might notice this is a plural and this is a singular. So this is the number of miles that you drove in 1 hour. So that's miles per 1 hour. The dollars per pound is the number of dollars you spend on 1 pound. Cookies per box is the number of cookies in 1 box. Each is another rate word. Each class has 30 students, so this rate relates the number of students to the number of classes. You'll notice students is plural, but you have 1 class. So this is 30 students per class. Every is another rate word. So this relates the number of crates to the number of oranges. And you'll notice that we have 1 crate and 15 oranges. So this is 15 oranges per crate. There are 40 chocolates in a box is a rate. So this relates the number of chocolates and the number of boxes. You'll notice there's no real rate word. It's basically because it's telling you there's 1 box. So that means this rate is 40 chocolates per 1 box. Speed is a very common rate. Miles per hour is miles over hours. Feet per second is feet over seconds. Usually, the time is in the denominator. There's one exception. A lot of times runners will talk about their speed this way. They run a 6-minute mile, which means it takes 6 minutes to run 1 mile. So that's minutes in the numerator, miles in the denominator, or 6 minutes per mile. Next, we're going to solve rate word problems. So first, you're going to find the rate, then write the rate equation, decide if you have a missing factor or missing product, and then solve. So now let's show you how to write the rate equation. If your rate is miles per hour, then you're going to multiply by hours and set it equal to miles. And it's like the hours cancel. So if the rate is dollars per pound, which one do you think we multiply by? That's right, we multiply by pounds, and it's equal to dollars. If your rate is the number of cookies in a jar, so that's cookies per jar, you're going to multiply by the number of jars, and that's equal to the total number of cookies. So with the rate word problems, you'll be given 2 of the quantities and find the third. So if you know the miles per hour and the number of hours, you're going to multiply because that's the product. If you know the dollars per pound and the total number of dollars, you're going to divide because that's a missing factor. Let's do an example. Each box contains 12 cookies. How many cookies do you buy if you want 180 cookies? So you notice that it's a rate word problem because we have the rate word each relating the number of boxes to the number of cookies. And which makes more sense, cookies per box or boxes per cookies? Well, the one hint is that we have 1 box, so that's the number of cookies per box. So that's your rate. Then you're going to write the rate equation, cookies per box times the number of boxes is equal to the total number of cookies. Now it might be confusing because we have cookies here and cookies here, but this is the number of cookies in 1 box. So the 12 goes here. We're looking for the number of boxes, so that's where our box goes. The total number of cookies is 180. We have a missing factor. So to solve this, we're going to divide the product. So we need to find how many times 12 goes into 180. 12 goes into 18 1 time. Subtract 12 goes into 65 times. So it goes in 15 whole times with a remainder of 0. So the answer is 15. But your answer 15 isn't really complete unless you write the units of the answer. What are we looking for? The number of boxes. Let's do another example. You drive 55 miles per hour. How far can you go in 9 hours? Well, this is a rate problem because we have miles per hour. So that's the name of our rate, miles per hour. Once you have the rate, then you write the rate equation, miles per hour times the number of hours equals the total number of miles. You're always given 2 of the quantities and you're looking for the third. So 55 is the number of miles per hour. So we'll write that under miles per hour. 9 is the number of hours. So we write that under hours. So this is a missing product. Remember, the product is the result of a multiplication. And since we have a missing product, we're going to multiply. So 9 times 5, 45. 9 times 5, 45. So the total distance that we can travel in 9 hours is 495 miles. Let's do another example. You must drive 390 miles. If you average 65 miles per hour, how long will it take? So the rate is miles per hour. Then let's write the rate equation. So miles per hour times the number of hours is equal to the total number of miles. We're given 2 quantities, and we have to find the third. So 390 is the total number of miles, so that goes here. 65 is the miles per hour, and what we're looking for is the number of hours. So this is a missing factor, and we want to divide the product. So 65 goes into 390 exactly 6 times. So the total trip was going to be 6, but you wouldn't just give the 6. You want to give the units with your answer. So 6 hours. Let's do another. If it takes 12 hours to do 168 math problems, what is the rate in problems per hour? So the rate is problems per hour. Let's write the rate equation. Problems per hour times the number of hours equals the total number of problems. Well, 12 is the number of hours, so let's put that under hours. 168 is the total number of problems. And what we're looking for is the problems per hour. This is a missing factor. So we're going to divide. Remember, you always divide the product. Which is the answer in a multiplication. So let's divide 168 by 12. That goes in once. Goes in 4 times. So the answer is 14, but 14 what's? Well, what we're looking for was problems per hour. So 14 problems per hour.